If you recently turned 65, or if you're going to be turning 65 or retiring in the next handful of months or so, make sure to contact Chapter Medicare here with the phone number on the screen. You can read it for yourself, free Medicare help. They've helped thousands of you in this community collectively save multiple millions of dollars in the last year and a half or so, which, by the way, those of you in this community on this channel are calling that phone number literally every single day to get free Medicare help. Anyway, they have access to over 20,000 plans. They will help you. They will talk through all the details. They'll ask you some questions. They will do all the work. Stop trying to hack out Medicare on your own. You can, but again, it's very confusing. You're going to have a ton of questions. You're going to be frustrated, confused. You're going to be overwhelmed. Let them do all the grunt work for you. You'll connect with a trusted advisor with that phone number right there, who's located right here in the United States. They will do all the work on your behalf. You just get to kick back, answer a couple questions, and they will do the rest. Let them do the work for you. Stop trying to do this yourself, and it's free. Free help right there. Take advantage of that. And again, you can be one of the people out there who is calling them, and hopefully you can be added to the list, again, of saving a bunch of money, just like the roughly $3 million of savings from those of you in this community, again, in the last year and a half or so. All right, anyway. Let's talk about August 12th, super fast here. What is going on here, and why is this such a big one? Now, what is something that I've talked about many times so far this year in other dedicated videos, and I continue to talk about because this is something we haven't seen in multiple years. What it comes down to is obviously what I alluded to a little while ago, the affordability situation, prices rising. In other words, inflation. Now, is this video all about inflation? No, not necessarily, but rather on August 12th, we're going to be getting July's inflation data. Now, why do we care? Here's why we care. Remember, we're within this time frame right here, right now, which is called the third quarter. Remember, they used the inflation data from July, August, and September to determine how much of a raise we're going to be getting to our monthly benefit. Now, I know you know that because I've said that a whole bunch of times over the last several months here, but we're right in the middle of this. Now, on August 12th, we will be getting the first of three numbers that we need. We only get three numbers. That's all that they use to determine the raise to your benefit. Three little numbers. The first one will be released on August 12th. That's going to be July's inflation data represented through the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. But remember, we don't want to look at the CPI. We want to look at the CPI-W, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. It's a inflationary data point that is buried within the inflationary report. I'll find that for you and I'll bring it to your attention right away when we get that report on the 12th. But my point being is this. We continue to see inflation moving higher and higher and higher. Now, the big question is going to be this. Is it going to continue to move higher? Is it going to stabilize and stall out? Or are we going to see a big manipulative drop in inflation from the month of July that comes up with this next report here in just a matter of days, right? And the reason that I say manipulative drop is because that's literally what it's going to be. If we see a huge drop in inflation, it's not going to be like, whoa, prices have stopped rising as fast as they were. Wow, we're way better off financially. No, it's basically what's going to happen is that time is ticking away. We're getting closer and closer to the midterm election. A quick little phone call is going to be made to the BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they're going to say, hey, yo, bring these numbers down or else you're fired, right? So anyway, we saw that, by the way, last year when some numbers came out of the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they weren't consistent with what, some people would imagine. They got fired immediately. They got a phone call, you're fired, get out of here, right? And they got fired. They literally got fired for reporting the data out of the BLS. So, point being is that closer and closer that we get to the midterm election, you better believe these numbers are going to get manipulated. And it's unfortunate because these are the numbers that we need to determine how much of a raise we're going to be getting. Now, I'm not trying to make this a political video, but rather I want you to be very, very aware of what goes on. This is typical politics. Super slimy snake oil sliminess, right? Not a fan. But my point being is that we rely on these numbers. As Social Security beneficiaries, we rely on these numbers in a huge way to adjust benefits properly for beneficiaries to account for the inflation that we are dealing with right now. That's why this is so important and why I get so frustrated by it when I see these numbers that are clearly manipulated. Because beneficiaries need this in a huge way. And we've known over the last several months, as I've been talking about, is inflation is moving higher pretty substantially. And if we continue at the same trajectory and the speed and velocity, like I've said over the last few months, we're likely going to be in the mid 5% range on inflation, maybe even pushing 6 by the time that we wrap up this 3-month period of time, unless they tinker with the numbers too much. Either way, we're going to get that first reading, and remember, here's what they do. They take the inflation data represented by the CPIW from July, August, and September. They put it, they add it all together, and they divide it out to get an average. Okay, so let's just say it's 2%, 2%, 2%, right? So 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, and therefore they would divide it all out. It's obviously not that, but you get my point. So anyway, they add it all together, they divide it all out, they compare it by the inflation over the third quarter last year, and whatever the difference is the COLA for the following year of 2027. It's a really bad way that they do it. I've said that very clearly before in other videos. I just think it's a terrible way that they calculate this, but unfortunately, we're at the mercy of how they do it, and this is what they do. So the bigger that these numbers are, well, it's one of these situations where if it's a big number, that means that we're paying a lot more right now because inflation is moving significantly higher very fast, but it's also potentially locking in a pretty substantial raise for us as well. Okay, either way, once we get that data, I'll bring it all out for you. Once we get it, as well as I will probably bring you a new updated forecast, as I know that a lot of you want to know that. Some of you like it, some of you hate the forecast, whatever. If you don't like it, then don't watch it. But point being is that I'll bring that to you as soon as we get it. But August 12th, first inflationary number that we're going to be getting, and this one will directly impact our benefits. Immediately? No. In the coming year? Yes. Okay, it's not right away. I can't believe how many times I get that question down below. Hey, you said we were going to get this raise, this COLA raise. Dude, it starts at the beginning of the next year, but they're using the data now to figure out how much of that raise we're going to get going forward. Okay? Anyway, I'll keep you posted as we get more information. As always, drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Otherwise, as always, again, if you recently turned 65, if you're going to be turning 65 or retiring in the next handful of months or so, again, contact Chapter Medicare there. Phone number's on the screen for you. Free, 844-731-4987. By far the trusted advisor to help those of you in this community completely for free with your Medicare needs. They will help you. They'll do all the work. Don't try to hack this out yourself anymore. There's no need to. You can get it for free. Free help. Again, I really want to emphasize free. Okay. Anyway, they're going to help you with all that. They'll answer your questions, address your concerns. They have access to over 20,000 plans. They'll help you find the right plan for you and your personal situation. Bring your list of questions. Call them. They will help you with your Medicare. It's incredible. And let me know what else they can do for you. Otherwise, please consider subscribing. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video, like the video, and check out the other nearly 7,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. Until next time, have a nice day.